We don't give a shit if it's Disney or not. We're coming at this as
I
Star
guess
Wars
my
fans
point
in
was,
general.
will you give this film? Will you? I'm asking you, will you give this film leeway for being a Disney fanatical Star Wars
What does that
universe
mean?
film?
What does leeway mean?
What
Wait,
the
I can
fuck?
remember. Did you have a problem? I can't remember if you had a problem with Leia flying through space.
Yes,
You
everyone
did
in
have
their
a
right
problem.
mind had a problem with that.
And I did not have a problem with it.
Well,
So
that's because you're
that's
not
the
in your
thing.
right mind.
I'm not in my right. Okay, I'm saying that it's a Disney fanatical Star Wars universe.
What the fuck
They're
is this Disney
expanding on
fanatical
they are
bullshit? What the hell do you mean by
saying that
that?
I'm saying they're taking the Force and they're expanding on it in ways that George Lucas would never do because he made 3 shitty movies and they got it from him.
So because it's Disney and because it's no longer George Lucas, that means that every stupid thing they do is just forgiven because it's Disney and not him.
I'm saying that it's not stupid.
I'm
saying that
stupid.
I liked it. It's not stupid.
Okay.
Just
In
because you
this
like something
Star
doesn't mean
Wars
it's not
universe
stupid.
where all this magical shit happens, it's not stupid. Lightsabers, it's not people flying through space is not stupid.
Okay, well, I
All
like
right,
frisky,
well.
furry fox boys too, but I can at least admit that's stupid.
So what if in the episode 9, everyone can just jump around in space and just walk around in space even, and lightsabers you can just
I
throw
don't
them through a planet.
understand how you can claim to be fans of this and you see a character that you love do something amazing and you just go, it's stupid, it's stupid.
Is that the I hate everything argument where we're supposed to find the good in it sort of thing?
We're just supposed to accept that it's
good. Don't remind me of that guy, please, okay? Let's just move on.
Yeah, so what's your limit then? Because clearly we have different standards. How far does the films have to go before you go, okay, no, that's
They can
ridiculous.
go as far as they want. It's dude.
All right, no, okay, all right. So, film opens with Luke Skywalker. He takes all his clothes off. He's in a nappy. He jumps all the way up to the sun, and then grabs it with his hand and throws it at the Supremacy or whatever remains of the First Order army. Destroys them all, and then he marries Poe, and Chewbacca becomes a Jedi because he wanted to, and Rey dies of old age that day because that happens.
Look, dude.
Would you have a problem with any of that?
Look. Oh boy. When Disney bought these films. And Harrison Ford wanted out of these movies, and Disney doesn't want to constantly have to adhere to a certain amount of their fan bases who really don't adhere to their billions of dollars that they gross from this movie constantly. They say, okay, they want Harrison Ford in The Force Awakens. Fine. We don't want to have to constantly reference back to Harrison Ford and have stories of Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford doesn't even want to do the movies. Let's just kill him. Great. Dead, gone. Okay, now they want Luke because they have to have Luke from the last movies. We bought these movies and now we have to adhere to all this shit because they're gonna whine about it. All right, so we got Luke there. He's dead. He had his moment. He did what he was supposed to do. He's gone. You want Leia?
You work for Disney?
No, I don't work for Disney.
Because like that sounds like the kind of attitude that went into making these films. Like the originals. Why do we have to pay attention to these characters and this lore? Gosh, it's like, why did we buy this franchise without paying any respect to it?
They're trying to do something new and different and constantly having to adhere to decade-old movies to the exact amount where you have to have
so
a lore.
Why did they have to have these characters in the films if they want to do something new?
Because everyone was going to lose their shit if they didn't. If they had The Force Awakens without one single character from the previous films.
Wolf, would you have watched a theoretical episode 7 if there was no Han, Luke, and Leia?
Yeah, I'd be fine with it. I mean, Rogue One didn't have any of those characters, aside from Leia showing up for like 3 seconds at the very end.
The prequels didn't have them either.
Aside from Obi-Wan, but that was, that.
Yeah, well, like I said, Luke, Han, and Leia, none of them.
Oh, yeah.
And besides, you've completely sidestepped my point. The whole diatribe I just gave you about a ridiculous episode 9. How far do you have to go before you say, okay, that's not very good?
I guess until they just destroy the characters they created. I don't know.
I mean, like how they did in this movie?
No, I disagree with that. That's where we keep coming back to. You keep saying, "Oh, the characters are this or that," and I disagree.
But we make references to past films or scenes or dialogue while you're telling us, "Hey, it's Disney. They can do it if they want to." You see how your argument's not very strong?
So my argument isn't strong.
Yes.
Because, so I guess when I first started, I asked you guys if you could give this film leeway because it's a Disney Star Wars film, yada, yada, yada. And you're saying no.
I asked you what that means, and
you're saying no, you will not. You will not give this film any kind of leeway.
I asked you what that means, and you haven't told me yet.
I told you about Leia flying through space. I told you I don't care about that.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Disney Star Wars universe, that's possible, and I don't care.
So you're asking me why I do care? Then is that what leeway means?
Okay, why can't you give it? Why can't you just pass that on as something that's amazing instead of picking at it? Why is it such a problem for you?
Why isn't it a problem for you?
Because it's amazing.
That's not an answer. What about it is amazing?
It expands on the Force. It expands on the Force. The magical thing.
We'll just go from there. How does it expand on the Force?
It shows that you. First of all, I think she died in space, meaning she somehow came back to life.
Okay, that's not proven, but okay.
The Force can resurrect people.
I'm pretty sure that's not true, but go on.
Well, I'm saying
let him go down the rabbit hole.
I'm saying that. Okay, Jedi are monks, and monks can like do weird shit where they can slow their heartbeat down and like survive in certain conditions for extreme conditions for long extended periods of time by slowing their heartbeat down or doing all kinds of weird shit. Jedi are, I think they're like comparable to monks, or they're based off monks or something, or they're based off samurai or something like that. And anyway, it's not unbelievable to think that Leia, in her old age, has done some kind of meditation or trained with.
No, that was confirmed by Rian Johnson. She's not done any training. He actually countered that rumor.
He said it was instinct. He said she did it on instinct instead of an actual skill.
Sure. Just want to clarify, she has no training with the Force.
She has no training with the Force, meaning, do you mean she has no
similarly to Rey? She just summons these abilities.
And trained with Luke. Because the Force is, you can train in the Force without picking up a lightsaber and going in.
Well, we've seen Empire Strikes Back. We know how you train about learning about the Force. You don't need a lightsaber, of course.
So I'm saying in her lifetime, not Carrie Fisher's, in Leia's lifetime, she couldn't have done any kind of meditation, like something to give her the ability. Because she is Force sensitive, we know that from the other movies.
Okay, so maybe let me try and give you a scenario. See if you react similarly. So like, Chewie's been hunted down by Vader. Let's just say it's a fan fiction film, and Darth Vader goes to slice at Chewie, but then Chewie pulls out his lightsaber and blocks, and then kills Vader. And we find out in the next scene, Chewie's actually been training this whole time to be a Jedi. Now, the reason that's not satisfying is because we have no idea. There's no build up to this. They just plonk it on us, and we're like, oh. So when you baited this person's death, you were just doing it to bait the person's death. You wouldn't actually have any kind of way to write yourself out that was pre-established. It was just, no, this is this now. And that's down to a lot of the elements of this film. They just say, this is this now, this is this now. Like when they all arrive on Crate, they just go, no, this is this now.
So you're saying the film, it would have added to the film to have a scene of Leia training with Luke.
You don't even need to have her training on screen. If you just explain that she was trained at all, even off screen, even if it was between episode 6 and 7, that would be enough.
So an offhand saying, I trained, so Leia just like, I don't know, one frame say, I trained in the Force, that would have been good enough for you.
Yes.
Yeah, like if Rey or Poe or whoever. Have it in the
first place? If that's enough to say, okay, I trained in the Force, goodbye. If that's enough for you to say, oh, okay, so I believe you can fly through space now. If you say
that's not really fair, is it? Because that's not what Wolf argued. He's not going to have one sentence. We'll have maybe a meaningful conversation between two characters, one being Leia.
No, I asked you if you said. I asked you if she just says, I trained in the Force, goodbye. That would be enough.
Okay, that would
be an improvement.
It would be something.
That would be. Well, I'm asking you. That would be enough for you to believe that she could fly through space.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. Since apparently you're just not understanding it, there has been no established training at all from any of the original movies to now. So at this point, especially given that she didn't do anything in episode 7, we are led to believe that she does not have anything more than just the ability to sense other people like she did with Luke in Empire. However, I don't have a problem with her using the Force, but she needs to have at least some implied training. There was no implied training at all in the past couple movies. That's the problem I have with it. It's not that she can use the Force, it's the fact that she has had no training at all. So it doesn't make sense.
And I guess what I'm saying is I disagree. It makes sense in this universe.
How does it make sense? How does it make sense?
I'm saying that it makes sense in this universe.
How does it make sense in this universe?
That this old woman, this it makes sense that this old woman who is force sensitive, that in her last dying breath can use the force in a way that we haven't seen before. I think that makes sense. I think that she's that connected with the force. She's that much of a Skywalker that she can do it.
So why was it never brought up again?
I don't know exactly what it is that you want. I'm saying, do you want
Okay,
like a scene?
even if she had no, let's just entertain the idea that it was just instinct and it was just the force acting out with her. Well, I'll accept that. They need to at the very least address it. They don't. Throughout the whole movie, no one even mentions that scene ever again. They just accept it like it's a normal thing.
Address it in what way?
I don't know, maybe say, what the f did you do in space like 10 minutes ago?
Oh yeah, wait, are we debating this? It is bizarre that nobody asked her what the hell she just did, especially in a world where the Force is a myth, which was established once again by The Force Awakens.
She was in a coma, right?
They could have asked her afterward.
She flew in from space.
How was that relevant? Okay, she got out of the coma and they were literally in peril. In what time would she have to say, oh, you want to know about that thing that I did in space? Let me just tell you really quick about that thing I did in space, or we're being shot at by this by the ship over there. Let me tell you about how
there was no time to ask her.
Arguing it would have been it wasn't important at the moment. It wasn't important at any time after she got out of a coma.
It's kind of an important thing to understand why this character who was never using the Force before
is Rey. The only person that could get anything from that is Rey.
Okay, well she wasn't there.
Okay, what? Then what?
What do you mean, then what?
Rey wasn't there. She can only say, hey, Rey, you want to know how I did this crazy shit because you can use the Force too? That's the only point in the film where it would have been relevant.
Oh my god. MauLer, can you take it from here? I think I'm gonna blow my brains out.
Yes, I've been sucking films for the past 7 hours. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, you have been.
It's funny because me and Wolf haven't watched it in ages.
Oh, you guys didn't buy the Blu-ray?
Why would I waste my money on it?
Why would we do that?
We hate the movie. MauLer made a 5-hour series about how much he hates the movie. I made like a 40-minute rant on how much I hate the movie. Why would we bother wasting our money on it?
It's still a Star Wars film. I still want it for my collection.
Oh,
okay.
Geez, and that informs this entire conversation, doesn't it?
Hello, you just listened to a segment of the podcast Every Frame a Pause, or EFAP. Hosted by YouTubers MauLer, Rags, and Fringy, and joined by a cycling variety of guests across the internet, they critically analyze media with exhaustive detail while pausing at every single frame. Subscribe to the EFAP channel and catch new episodes on Saturdays, as well as catch their smaller videos reacting to the latest and not-so-greatest movies and TV shows throughout the week. You can also subscribe here to EFAP Highlights for the latest shorts, clips, and supercuts, also uploaded throughout the week. Links to all the relevant channels can be found in the description section below, as well as links to their communities on Reddit and Discord. Thanks for watching.